Hi, this is CS4NE. I'm Guy Training, a professor here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
And I'm Kimberly Ingram-Beck from Gretna Public Schools.
And today we're going to talk to Jamie. And Jamie is from Southern Public Schools here in Nebraska, and she is just starting out with computer science. So what do you think we're going to learn?
Well, I'm really interested to hear from someone who's brand new to this and teaching the standards for the first time. So I'm excited to hear what she's going to be doing.
All right, let's go to the interview.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your experience in education.
All right. My name is Jamie Schluter, and I teach at Southern Public Schools, which is in Wymore, Nebraska, southeast corner. I am our sole 7 through 12 BMIT teacher, and this is my 11th year. All my experience has been at Southern. So I received my education. I went to SEC and Beatrice first, and then got my undergrad at Peru, and then I went back through Peru to get my master's.
Awesome. So with these new graduation standard requirements, how will your school be fulfilling those?
All right. Actually, 2 years ago in the spring, 2023, I think, me and my counselor knew it was kind of on the radar. So the way we decided to add it was I used to teach a full year length of infotech class. So I had to condense my infotech course into a semester. And then the other half of that year will be our computer science and technology class now. Okay. So that is how we're implementing it. This year's sophomores will be the first group that is required for.
Awesome. All right. And so with these new standards that you're going to be teaching, how do you anticipate handling moments when students ask questions and you don't immediately know the answer to?
I feel that's probably a tough one for all of us teachers because we don't like looking incompetent up in front of the class. But I've learned over my 11 years just to always, I don't want to fake the answer and be wrong. I want to tell them, oh, that's a good question. It's actually something I don't know right now. I'll look into it and get back to you. Or I might turn it around on them and say, hey, that's something I haven't learned about. Go do your own research, bring it back to us. So I love that continues in our computer science class.
Yeah, I love that. And it really helps, I think, engage students a little bit more, especially when you're honest and kind of vulnerable and like, well, I actually don't know that. If you could help me learn, then we can both learn, or,
Yes.
I love that. What strategies are you using to quickly get up to speed on these new topics that you'll be teaching?
I think this has been the toughest one for me because I feel so clueless still as to where to get started or where to go about it. So in that spring of 2023, I just started making a note list of here's all the different curriculums I've heard that might work for this. Do your research, look into it, in the hopes that NDE would tell me what to do before I actually had to start. And so I was really excited when they pushed it back a year because then I could hold out for that NDE course. So basically, I made sure to collect my own data until somebody gave the data for me. I was thinking back to this, I did take the code.org UNL class.
Awesome.
But I took it in the summer of 2020, so it's been a little while.
Oh, yeah.
I had that to fall back on, but I was going to have to go back through that as well if I was going to implement that.
Yeah. Awesome. And then what curriculum or activities are you currently thinking about planning for your students?
So my final decision is to use the NDE Introduction to Computer Science and Technology course that they set up. Last fall, I was at a workshop that they said they were making it and it would be coming. And so I was just hoping it was coming before I had to actually start, and it did. My other thought was the code HS one. They aligned theirs to the Nebraska standards too. So I had that on my list. And I think once I get through one semester of it, I'll test some of their stuff out too, kind of bounce back and forth. But I was very, very thankful that NDE said we will piece together different pieces for you to follow for all of us feeling very lost at the start.
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice that you have options too.
Yes.
So you're not, locked into one specific curriculum, but you can kind of float around and see what you like and see what the kids like too.
Yeah. And I kind of reminded myself as I was thinking through this, next semester, it'll definitely be remember that you're just going week by week, even day by day, trialing and error. Next year, it'll be that much better already. So
Yeah.
A first year teacher, Jamie wouldn't have been able to say that to myself, but in my 11th year, I can talk myself through that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, anything else you'd like to share with us?
I was thinking just one of my biggest shout outs. I was at a workshop conference this summer, sitting with a circle of BMIT teachers, and the girl next to me was stressing about, I don't know anything about coding. I don't know anything about programming. What the heck am I supposed to do? And I said to her, well, one thing, have you actually read through the standards? If you look at them, you will feel a little bit of relief because there's much more than just coding in these new standards. It's one unit, it's one chunk, but it's not the whole thing. So if you can look at all the other pieces, there are probably things you're more comfortable with, like digital citizenship and just basic computer literacy and how to use the internet for research, all that type of stuff. And I just saw the relief wash over her face. I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm to that point and I've helped somebody else feel that way.
Yay,
So
that's
hopefully if we can all kind of help each other through this first year, and it's not just programming, where none of us are programming geniuses and neither is intro to computer science and tech. So
yeah. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Jamie. I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with us.
thanks for having me.
Okay, so that was a really interesting interview because we are used to talking and we have been thinking about computer science for a long time. And it's really refreshing thinking about what does it feel like when you're a teacher just walking into this. And Jamie especially didn't think when she was becoming a teacher that this would be one of her assignments. So what do you think we learned here?
Well, I really liked her talking about how she was going to be vulnerable with the kids and learn along with the kids and have them help her learn. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, and taking every opportunity to get some professional development that she knows enough to get started, knowing that there's going to be some learning on the go.
Absolutely.
All right, so this was great, and we'll see you next time on CS4NE.